Bible verses on faith in God. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Matthew chapter 21, verse 22. And whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith. Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. Matthew chapter 11, verses 22 to 24. And Jesus answered them, Have faith in God. Truly, I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, Be taken up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will come to pass, it will be done for him. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 5. That your faith might not rest in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 to 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Matthew chapter 21, verses 21. Jesus replied, Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but you can also say to this mountain, Go, throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. James chapter 2, verse 19. You believe that God is one, you do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Luke chapter 1, verse 37. For nothing will be impossible with God. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who seek him. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. James chapter 1, verses 5 to 8. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. But let him ask in faith with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Romans chapter 12, verse 3. For by the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned. John chapter 8, verse 24. I told you that you would die in your sins, for unless you believe that I am he, you will die in your sins. Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Mark chapter 9, verse 23. And Jesus said to him, If you can, all things are possible for one who believes. Thanks for listening. This is Daniel, the creator of Daily Bible Audio. If these Bible verses have been a blessing to you, please subscribe and share the channel with others if you haven't already.